Ngoro kuria nyama kimanyendagia phone accessories mahinda maria ndaiguire wira wakwa no acoka thi ni ndathire kwa M-pesa Pay na makindeithia na mbeca cia ku boost wira mahire 500 na riu wira wakwa ni ukirite no gathi wega muno ingikwira wi hau muhuri wa biashara uraigwo hinyiririkite kana wira waku wi thi ni urabatara ku boostwo thie kwa M-pesa Pay ni meguteithia na ndurabatara nginya kuiyuria maratathi maingi
araniria na ithwe kuhitukira 0712 228 490 kana wigire rurenda rwa www.bethmasako.co.ke.
Thank you guys for tuning into today's program. Thank you for the support that you have accorded this channel. May God bless you wherever you are. My name is Hira Maina, aka Kamuhunjia, and with me today I have a man of God, and he's known as Apostle Ndura Waruinge. And the last episode that we did, we were talking about, the spiritual where we are as a country in a spiritual manner, and of course we discussed about the trip that our president William RUTO, where how he went to the United States, how he was welcomed, and we talked about so many things. And today we are going to continue from where we left from. We did say that we did put a comma, and today we are going to continue from where we left from. And without further ado, help me welcome him to the program.
Oh yes, sir.
Bwana sifiwe.
Amen. Amen.
Asante sana.
Praise God.
Amen.
Do there is one mistake people don't know, most Christians. And sometimes that's why I admire the faith in Muslim, because the faith in Muslim, they are strict in their God,
yes,
and in their prophet.
True.
They have identified, they know who is Muhammad and who is Allah. They have strictly identified. But we, as Christians, we haven't identified which Jesus are we talking about, and which God are we talking about. We talk of Lord. Even Lord Daramia was a Lord. He was a Lord. We don't actually, because there's a lot of denominations and a lot of teachings about Christianity. More above is that Christianity was not a name coined because of Christians. It was a mockery name. These are followers of Christ, the bad boy, the bad man, the man they hated. So these are followers of him. Who created this? The pagans who never believed in Jesus Christ. And then, as I was wondering loudly and thinking loudly, I went deeper to understand where could we have gone wrong? Could we be worshiping a wrong Jesus? Could we be worshiping a wrong God? Because sometimes you find the teachings of the Catholic, they have so many idols they are worshiping. They have Mama Maria, they have Jesus, they have angels, they have they are placed in their altars, they are placed in their homes, they are hanging them on their what they call it? The rosary, they are hanging. But the Bible says again, do not ever worship an idol of an image that exists here or exists in heaven. True. Jesus is in heaven, but you are worshiping an idol in his. For example, and the angels, we have them all over. You go to a room. I was in France. I happened to be hosted by Catholics, some members, sisters of Catholic, and in their rooms you find like 35 kg of idols in their room. A big Jesus, a small Jesus, how many things around there. And they asked them, why are you putting all this? That this one is for this, this one is for this, this one is for this, this one is for this. Then you discover that there is none of them that worships God straight, not unless through an idol. You get me? Yeah. Not unless through what? An idol. That one, I beg to be told, to be taught, what actually is it? And then you come to the Protestants, where now we belong, you and me. Yes. Who created these Protestants? It's Kina Martin Luther. They protested.
Against. That is why we are called the Protestants.
Yeah, they protested against the Catholic, because the mother of all religions is Catholic. If you go to the Hindu, see how they worship like Catholic. If you go to the Buddhist, the way they worship like Catholic. The Muslim, they came out of Catholic. The Protestants, we came out of. But what is the original church? Is it Catholic? No, it is Orthodox.
It is the first church.
The first church that has the true Jesus Christ church. That he told Peter, on this rock that you have been revealed about me, I will build my church. So you find the Orthodox church remaining the only is the one that the Armenian Orthodox and the Ethiopian Orthodox. Those are the only true original churches that are strictly to the teachings of Yeshua HaMashiach. Yeshua HaMashiach. We didn't have Jesus. You didn't have Jesus. It is Yeshua HaMashiach. Because in Hebrew, there is no J.
Yes.
Yes,
yes, yes.
In Greek, there is no J. J is in English. So, there has never been an interpretation. Error interpretations that comes must reflect the true image, because I'm interpreting this glass. So it must bring the actual meaning. Then if you go to the interpretation of names, a name does not change. You cannot interpret a name. A name remains as it is. Yeshua, if it was Yeshua, it will remain to be Yeshua HaMashiach. So Jesus, in the Hebrew, we don't have a J. In the Greek, we don't have a J. In the Jew, we don't have a J. Yeah? So ask yourself, where did we get the name Jesus?
Jesus from?
Who translated it? And principally, names are not interpreted. You cannot.
They are not supposed to.
You cannot. It is illegal to interpret a name. A name remains a name. Yeah. Are you getting that?
A tough one. A tough discussion.
So you are forced to go back and seeing there was an intentional change of the name with an intentional meaning. Now, what brought about Protestants? Why did they protest? Because when you start a thing and give it a name, spiritually, you will remain to be so. If you name your child the name criminal, that child most likely will become a criminal. If there's a name that you are given, it produces you, the real meaning of the name. So we are Protestant churches, meaning we protested. So are we doing the right thing?
Protesting is not a good thing.
We are protesting. So we are not in the will of God. We are protesting. To who? Are we protesting to God? We are protesting to an institution. This institution, which is this Catholic. So what were they protesting against? Now, go back. If you go to the Orthodox, they have, in the normal Bible, they have 17 more books. In the normal Bible, we have 66.
Yes.
Now add more 17. That is 80.
83.
And around it, they have a book. The book they use has 83 books. When you go to Catholic, they have 7 more books to the normal Bible. The normal Bible with the Protestants. The Protestants have 66.
Yes.
But the Catholic have 7 more.
Another 7.
That's 72. They have 72 books. So why were the books removed? Why were the books? They were 72. But the original version of the Bible, they say the 100 books. Now it is said in the Catholic, if you go to Rome, in the library is a big, huge room that you can walk for about 2 or 3 kilometers with documents relating to the faith of a Christian, the faith of God. So when you look at what they have hidden there, it is the total truth of God, but it is never revealed to people. Could be that the reason these people protested, and when they protested, they were chased out of the system. So did they come with the truth they wanted to come with?
No.
Are we Protestant doing any justice to the truth?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. We are just, that's why we are like vagabonds. Protestant just are there. They are commercial entities doing business without single doctrinal faith that tells these people, this is our direction. This is the God we are worshiping. Because we don't even understand which God are we worshiping. We don't. Because we go to Catholic, they say the Mama Maria is more popular than even Jesus himself.
Yes.
You see, the mother
every
is
prayer,
every prayer, this mother is
Mary.
involved, and they say even she appears, and they say if you believe in her, she will come, she will do what you want, she will do everything, and she will go. Sometimes we are in my church. I have Catholic people, and when there is a problem, you hear them say, Mama Maria, Mama Mtakatifu, Mama aliyebarikiwa kuliko wanawake wote, tusamee sisi wakosefu. So they will invoke that chanting and they do it 50 times. You get me? Towards this mama. But the Bible tells you there is no any other God apart from God. Yahweh.
True.
You get me?
Yes.
There is no any other God apart Yahweh. Yahweh is the only true God. Just like the Muslim, they say Allah is the only true God.
Yes.
So, me, I've come with my church. I preaching towards a particular line. There is PCA preaching towards a particular line. There is full gospel. There is what all this manner of churches. Where did we get the doctrine from? Because the doctrine is supposed to be documented. Who documented the first Bible, and who sat down to remove the 17th book, and who sat down to remove the 7 books, or who sat down to include the Catholic Bible with the 7 books extra, or the 17 books of the Orthodox extra, or the 100 books of the Greek?
Yeah, that is a question I think.
That's a question for the next time. I just preparing this question so that next time, my director, can you get me the Bible, the 3 Bibles, the 3 Bibles? Then we show the people so that we can next time we can have an argument. They can send questions. We have a chat, an argument. We ask ourselves, are we really worshiping the true God? Is Christianity in the right track? Right now, the other day, Putin in Russia, they said Jesus is black. Okay, but the whites, the Americans, the Britons, the what, they know the devil is black.
Yes.
A question I want to ask you. If the devil is black, the Bible says Lucifer was an archangel.
Yes.
Was an angel who was in charge of other angels. And all other angels are white. At what time did the Lucifer become black?
I know. But does the Bible specify like the angels are white?
No, but what you know from the word go.
What we know they are white.
You grew up knowing angels are white, Jesus is white, God is white.
Yes.
Now let's argue. Let's agree. Lucifer is black.
Because of being Lucifer.
Let's because Lucifer is black. But also invoke the Bible, bring the Bible on. We discuss this, that Lucifer was an archangel.
Yes.
Was amongst the angels, was the senior most angels. So were the angels led by black angel?
No.
No. So literally, this is the Good News book. It's a very old book. Let's put this is Good News. But this Good News got 17 more books. It got Tobit, Judith, Esther the Greek, Wisdom of Solomon, Sirach, Baruch, letter of Jeremiah, prayer of Azariah, the song of 3 young men. Do you know the song of 3 young men? It's Meshach and Abednego. They have their book. Yes, we have the book of Susanna, the Bell and the Dragon. We have the book of Maccabees 1, Maccabees 2. We have the book of Esdras 1, Esdras 2. We have the prayer of Manasseh. You see, those are 17 extra books.
Good News Bible. Now, which church uses
but
this
also
Bible?
We have Good News Bible that
we use. Yes, the one is. Why?
So why did this producer of Good News decided to remove Bible as extra books from the other Good News? And when they produced a Good News other one that came to us, it got 66. Now this is African Bible. This is a Catholic Bible. And in this Catholic Bible, we have 7 more books. 7 more books. Meaning they are less than this one by 10.
Yes.
By 10. So these are books. Then we have the book that you have in your house. This is a book that you have, the New Spirit-Filled Life Bible. See now, even it has been baptized. It is a New Spirit. And this is a book that I am using to teach people with. And
it has 66?
It has 66 books. Now, the Bible says in the book of Revelation that whoever adds or removes 1 or 2 contents in the Bible, then in English, matoho is what? Matoho in English.
How do we say that? Or you say it in Kikuyu?
Yeah, we say it in Kikuyu, matohos. Yes, these things that, let me call it, what do you call it? That it's like demons will get into you.
Yes.
It's like the demons will get into you. So at what point, or how do we justify the removal or the addition of this book? Then after I did another research, I discovered
Can I read that verse?
Yes.
Revelation 22:18. And I solemnly declare that to everyone who hears the word of prophecy written in this book, if anyone adds anything to what is written here or removes, God will add / remove to that person the plague.
The plague. Are we, if you look at the kind of life we are living as Christian now, are we in the plague? The kind of disasters we are facing, the kind of challenges we are facing. You see, we talk of a great God who is not reflected in our lives. We talk of a mighty God who is not reflected in our lives. We talk of a God who is the owner of silver and gold who is not reflected in our lives. Because there is nothing we understand, because what we have is a plague. That's a topic for another day, my brother. Let's come back to Kenya.
That was just a topic that we will cover next time.
Yes, we need a topic because I need people to discuss this. I need people all over.
And we can tell people to send questions.
Yes.
And I will come with them next time.
Yeah, come with them. And also we need to understand the 2 calendars. The Gregorian calendar and the Ethiopian calendar. Those are 2 different calendars. The Gregorian calendar and the one that is given to us by the British and the Roman Empire, it is the one that we use that has Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Sunday, it was brought in because of a god, a Sunday god, a Saturday god. These are different gods. These days are named after particular gods. Therefore, the month from January to December is also months given depending on a particular god. That's January, February, March, April. We will be discussing that. So every month we understand which god was named after this month and what were the activities of this god and what was happening with this god at this time and why did we have January as the first month and the February the second month and December as the last month. Then we come to agree to understand when was Jesus born.
They say December.
Was he born December? No. December, it is not Jesus was born. it is a child born of Nimrod and his mother. Nimrod slept with his mother, and they gave birth to a child. And this child, when the mother was asked, because Nimrod had slept with the sister, and when they discovered that the sister is pregnant, Nimrod killed the sister. Then he went on to sleep with the mother. And then the mother became pregnant. He could not kill the mother. So after he did not kill the mother, what happened? When the mother was asked, who's the owner of the pregnancy? He said, the owner of the pregnancy comes from the from the sun. So the child that was born and called the child of the sun. Simruzi. It is Simruzi. The boy was born of a mother and a son.
Yes.
But they say it's from the sun.
Yes.
And that is now where we have this boy was born on the 12th month, 25th of the 12th month. So we have never celebrated the birth of Jesus, but celebrated a child of a prostitution out of a mother and a son.
What? So when was Jesus born?
Jesus was born in the month of March. That is when he celebrated by the Orthodox, celebrated in by those people who know Yeshua HaMashiach in the month of March.
There are people who believe that Jesus was born in March.
March. I will prove it to you next time. I will prove it to you. He was born in March. He was never born on December 25th.
Hot topic.
And that's why I am coming back. The name Jesus. Well, is this name Jesus the true Messiah? Yeah. Is he the true Messiah? That name. Is he the true Messiah we're talking about? Or it is a name that was coined to feed the propaganda based on Constantine and also this Nimrod, because those are the people that changed. And Constantine was the first pope. And these are the people who changed the entire system of worship. These are the people who removed the Bible, who changed the Bible, who created many other things that are happening. Because in Catholic, entirely is devil worshiping. There is no God worship there. The true God, the true Church of Christ, that he said, on this rock I will build my church. It was erased. It was removed. The Constantine and the Nimrod and company, they're the one who redrafted the entire system. And this entire system is being revolved back now. It was a long time ago, but now revolved back to produce the one world order. The one world order is they are trying to reconfigure the world and put it into a new perspective. That is why now we have a lot of things happening in the world. And there is this COVID that was there. There is many things that are happening to depopularize. The depopularization of the population is merely done on the old people who are not useful as of now and the Africans who are not useful as of now. Because they want to eliminate, and this process has just begun. That is why we have recruitment of two blocks. The two blocks is the American bloc and the Russian bloc. The Russian bloc is the BRICS. You find a country like South Africa, some part, they are South Africa, the Western Africa, they are in BRICS. That's why the Africa is being recolonized once again. And there is a new plan to have Africa being subdivided, such that we have those who belong to America and those who belong to Russia. Those who belong to Russia, they are putting new young people into power. These new young people who are being put into power, this Traore, these young presidents who have taken over in West Africa. And the South Africa, Ramaphosa and the team, they have all gone to Russia and under the umbrella called the BRICS. And now we find Kenya is being propped to become a puppet of the Western nation, that's America. Americans, they're the ones who want to perpetuate the one world order by killing people, destroying people, and then building a new generation with a new direction, a new dimension. Already this has happened, and they are removing population from one place, taking them to another place. You see, like now in Britain, Rwanda has signed an agreement that refugees will be expatriated to Rwanda from Britain. The ones that are being expatriated to Rwanda are not young people, but old people. The people who are absorbed in Britain, young people, they are from Palestine, from the Arabian countries, the Somalis, because they are being prepared into a war. Those are the people that are going to fight. Africans are being embroiled to join American army, British army, German armies, because into the preparation of a war that is coming. And this war that is coming, it is coming to be against, not nation against nation. It is man against man. It is not be Germany versus England, but man against man. And this warfare has already started. It started with HIV and many other things there before HIV. Before HIV, it was called Vizina. Vizina was a biological warfare created in Germany. Then they used it and transformed it to become HIV. HIV now, after they found that HIV did not work well the way they wanted, they changed it to be COVID. COVID existed since 1976. The preparation. And they had started before 1937, they prepared what is happening now. And in this, they are using it to erase a particular population so that they can create a particular system, a population that will agree to a particular system. That is what is going to remain. So our young men are being recruited as refugees, but being prepared, they will be given army roles. So these are the people that are going to engage into warfare. After they are complete with this identification number, the Huduma numbers and all these kind of things, it is a global outfit. It's not a Kenyan thing. Huduma is not a Kenyan thing. Huduma is a global thing. Just they want to synchronize all the members of this world into one portal. That when your number, you just be pressed and they produce the entire system of who you are. You don't need to carry a passport. You don't need to be identified that you're a Kenyan. You need just to say, this is my number. And this number produces you. You go to a supermarket, you say, this is my number. The number knows your ATM, then it produces the money that you want. You just press it, it gives you the number. This is the structure, and that is why RUTO was given the highest honor in America, because they are identifying a kingpin. Do you get me now?
Yes.
They are identifying a kingpin for Africa. And the RUTO has been identified as a kingpin. Then they are going to use Kenya as guinea pigs. Kenya will be a testing ground. Kenya will be their field. For you to win a spiritual battle against a particular thing that is happening around you, you have to gain spiritual authority on that particular land. Kenya was so important for the one world order system. And when they discovered Kenya is important for the one world, it is because they had also identified Kenya through the godly system that Kenya is a springboard for the revival. So whatever can stop the whole world from this menace of one world order is Kenya. So that is why there is influx of many preachers to Kenya, Muslim authorities to Kenya, Freemason authorities to Kenya, because each one want to have a piece of Kenya or control Kenya so that they can be able to control the world. The world will be controlled from Kenya, and that's why United Nations, they have shifted their offices to Nairobi, because Kenya is a spiritually spiritually correct for the creation of any particular system, either demonic or godly. So they wanted a place where in the spiritual realm it will yield to their plans. Being a spiritual, where we have a spiritual atmosphere that allows anything to happen, that is where every aspect of the world, everything in the world will come, because there is something they are picking it. There is a platform. So for them to gain, there is one world order. For them to gain Kenya, they had to create a president in the name of Obama. Because Obama is a seed of Kenya. And that is why Obama has been chosen to be the leader of the one world order. It is Obama who will lead the onslaught of eliminating certain people who will not adhere to their doctrine. They will force us into LGBTQ. They will force us into submitting into their conditions. They will force us to do all what they want. As countries, they will be given money, but on condition they have to do this. That is why you see British had to raise, when RUTO was going to US, British hosted a flag for LGBTQ. That officially Kenya has accepted to give the legal ground for the operation of LGBTQ. For the devil to be able to operate. Previously, they had sent a king who came at the Uhuru Garden, and at the Uhuru Garden, the king lit a fire. Spiritually, to light a fire means you have started, ignited a system. And for them, it's Freemason. So they reignited the authorities of the Freemason to start moving around. That's the first thing. The second thing, they invited RUTO to the US to be inaugurated. If you can look at where RUTO was standing, behind him was obliques. We call it this the monument, like this one at the railway roundabout. See, obliques or obliques? It's obliques. Can you check for me? Obliques is something like obliques or obliques. Yeah, that one is a penis of a man, and down there is a vagina of a woman.
Where he was standing?
Where he was standing, just behind him. Where he was given those whatever, and then he was taken through a tomb, a grave of, they don't identify these soldiers, but they are always 24/7 soldiers marching, whether rain is there or there's no rain, whether snow is there or there is always two soldiers marching, moving. They don't stop. They don't stop forever. It is in the White House, and that is where RUTO was taken. And nobody has been able to tell us who are these soldiers buried there. So obliques, they are all over in each city in the world. They are built there. One is now.
It is a pyramid-like shape.
It's a pyramid-like shape. Like this one that we have here. The one we have at Uhuru Garden. They were not there. The one that we have at the roundabout. It got a spiritual meaning to the controlling of the universe. Every city of the world, you go to Seattle, you go to New York, you go to whatever place.
They're saying it symbolizes eternity and immortality, and their long tampering form functioned to connect the heavens and the earth.
Yes. So what kind? So it is a spirit. What kind of spirit? Where does it emanate from? It emanates from the Freemasons. Do you understand? So where RUTO was standing, behind him, it was there. So what they did to RUTO is to give him the power now. He became the prefect of Africa. Henceforth, from now, you will see an arrogant RUTO who will not care because he's got a superpower behind him. Instead of giving him food or medical, they give him helicopters. Tools to come and fight. Why do you want to give somebody to go and fight? What do you know that he doesn't know? Because we need food. We needed to help our people who the floods have taken their houses. We needed many other things. But what RUTO was given, it is a symbolical of warfare. Because he was basically to go and ignite fire. Then the other side of Raila, whatever, they will come up fighting until a spark of fire will be started, so that the revival can be stopped. The whole agenda is make sure Kenya does not reignite.
But we can say Raila and Ruto are like buddies right now.
Raila has never become a buddy for you. He is doing business. He will ignite fire anyway. And it will come because for Raila, he wants to sit on that seat. He will do. He was a buddy to Kibaki for a few days. He was a buddy to Moi for a few days. And even this one, he is a buddy for a few days because literally what they want to do, it is to separate Gachagua from Ruto and destroy the chemistry. So that is something that is planned. It is planned, well organized, and it was not planned in Kenya. It was planned by the CIA. So Kenya is a platform where is keenly watched because of the arrangements or the organization of the world. Because Kenya, that is why the one world order, they want to come and operate from here by eliminating all the old people. Their plan is to make sure there's no old people. They will be having between 1 year and 50 years. People who are just productive. If you're not productive, because they don't want to carry more the baggages of these old people. And also, the structures that are created, if you go to Europe already, one world order is in operation. All the nations there, they are controlling. Because like a president in Sweden, Sweden has now been removed from a government state, a civilian state. It is a police state. If you go to any border, police gives you passport, police gives you, they control everything. Yeah, it's police state. And every people, and there are people who have been already categorized. If you go to Britain, there are people during the COVID who received alert messages of what is happening. And there are those who would not receive. There are people who are meant to die, and there are people who are meant to survive. They have classified people. That is what, again, they are planning to classify as Kenyans. There are people who have been already classified to die, and those who classified to survive. And this is the plan of the one world order, orchestrated by the Catholic Church. By the Pope, and that was the other day Pope saying we need to sit down with the Freemasons and organize. They are not sitting down. The Catholic, you go see Rome, how it's built. Rome is built as it is. It comes this way in front as a big a circle. Then you see there's a corridor. It is the head of a snake, and then the back of the snake. That is Vatican for you. So in this, that is where now the source of every inhuman activities to be initiated by the one world order people. And also, again, the Russians are rising up and bringing up the truth about the worship by telling African, you are the original people. We white, we came from you. Because no man, the original man had all the pigments. They say when you are white, it's because you are lacking some pigments in the body. So when you are lacking the pigments, you see the Wazungus, they are pigments they lack. Which African we have, that's why we are black. Meaning, we are the source of mankind. The whites came out of us. That is why we have all the pigments. They don't have the pigments. And that's why they want to come and erase the black man and then use this pigment to produce a new man who is not entirely dependent of God, but entirely dependent of a system. That's why they want young people, boys to sleep with one boy, boys and boys, girls and girls. So creation will stop. Procreation will stop. Once the procreation stops, what to do? They will introduce the aliens to come and interact with the man so that they can produce something new. That is why they normally tell you they are going to the moon. But if you read the Bible in the book of Genesis, it tells you that God created all. The first day or second day or the first day, that he created out of nothing, he created earth. So this earth, then he created a bigger light and a smaller light. A bigger light is the sun, and a smaller light is sun and the moon, are the bigger lights, and smaller lights. And then he created the day and the
night.
These all were created to set aside times and the seasons. So the moon will come in the night, the sun will come in the day. So the sole purpose of God creating a bigger night, a bigger light and a smaller light, it is for the sake of the time and the seasons. So this is what they want to disorganize. That is why they changed a calendar, so that we will not be able to understand what was the initial plan of God. So Kenya has been completely immersed into this dragnet. And Kenya now that they have RUTO with them, why do they need RUTO? They needed RUTO to be there, not him to become part of them. They just needed his authority. No, he is the president of the country, so he is carrying the spiritual authority. So when he went there, he donated the spiritual authority for them to come and operate in Kenya. That is all what they needed RUTO for. They are through with him. Yeah. And it's most likely they are planning now how he's not going to win an election, or he's not going to be a president anymore. Yeah, because all what they needed is to connect Obama. Obama was looking for the spiritual authority. And then RUTO went there. You see, Obama coordinated the entire trip of RUTO because he wanted to usurp, to sack the spiritual authority of the land of Kenya, so that he can be able to become the king of the world. Obama is looking to become the king of the world in the spiritual realm, in the one world order, and he achieved it. And that's why they gave RUTO gifts and money. That was a sacrifice they were giving because of what RUTO has agreed with them. You see, sometimes we blame Kenyatta, but Kenyatta was a bit wise. When he was asked about the LGBTQ, he said, we have more problems to face than LGBTQ. He refused. They asked Kibaki, Kibaki answered the same. He openly refused. So they were not able to get Kenya. But this gentleman, he has gone secretly, he has agreed with it.
Yes.
He has allowed it because some of the people around him are gays and lesbians.
So they are pushing the agenda. They
influenced him. And when you see people have influenced somebody, it means they have captured that person. Him, his properties, his family, and everybody. They are all captured. They are part and parcel of the systems that operate there. Therefore, the trip that happened was not good for Kenya.
And he's having another trip
to
Italy.
To Italy. Yes, it's for the affirmation. After that, they're going to affirm. Then we'll go to UK for the complete circle. Then from there, the entire plan will be rolled out. There is money that is going to be used to build the railway city. A new city is being built. The railway city comes from Britain. Yeah. The railway city. It's already operational now. A team, executive team, to the planning, the architectural people, the whatever people, the engineers are working on the plan right now. The money is being wired to Kenya to do a new city, to embrace the new systems. Yes.
So where are we?
This is going to be the base to control the world from.
So where are we as Kenyans?
As they are doing their plan, God is also doing his plan. Kenya is going to create a huge resistance and make sure the systems will not work. The more, that's why they are so much into Kenya, to make sure they know if Kenya refuses, if Kenya becomes an obstruction, they will not be able to succeed. Like COVID, it is Kenya that brought the obstruction. They thought Kenyans were going to die. Remember, they had even donated body bags, but it didn't work. It refused. People drink some lemon and water, and they were healed, and they are okay. This drug, Pfizer, and the other one is There's Pfizer and the other one that was produced by Oxford University. It was not produced by Oxford University. It was produced at Cameron here.
Oh.
Yes, Camry. It was produced at Camry and the Camry of Lamu. They're the one who produced that, and then it was patented. It was sold to Oxford. Then patented, it became theirs. And then they started selling us. These are the same drug that heals HIV. Get me?
Yes.
But because they don't want to do, and whoever that was involved in producing this drug, they are either sick now, they are either diabetic, they are sick, they are just dying, they are waiting for their death to come. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that we are the current regime has put us into a global web that it will be so difficult for us to fight it out. If it's not for the hand of God, we are not going to make it. But because the hand of God is with us, God will use that situation to glorify Himself. Yes.
Wow. So it's for people to pray. They should.
Yeah, we have to pray. We have nothing. We have nothing to do apart from praying. We have to seek God. We have to do.
Even right now, the political.
But apart from seeking God, we need to understand first which God are we seeking. Yeah, because they're the same people now. Could it be they brought us a wrong God so that we can get out of where the God wanted us to be, so that they can be able to torment us, just the way the children of Israel were subjected to the 400 years because they were meant to worship idols. When you become a idol worshiper, you are removed from the presence of God, so that man can use that removal of the presence of God to fight you or destroy you. So we are destroyed not because we understand, but because there is something that happened spiritually that disconnected us from God. Now this is a time you can see there is a revival. First of all, it's a revival of people understanding the true God. The moment we understand the true God, we will overcome them. Just the way the children of Israel understood their God. Then when they went back to understanding their God, they went back to God and things started working.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So
that is how funny it is. Very funny. Very strange.
Very strange.
Kenya will be very strongly supported by America to do evil against its people. RUTO will be allowed to do a lot of evil, and America will say that is okay. The way you can see what is happening in Israel, that's the same thing that will happen in Kenya. So it's a hard time. Many churches will be locked down. Many churches will be subjected into so many things because we'll be forced to will be compromised to do the one world order. If you don't agree with them, they will give you money by force, by fire. If you don't agree with them, then they will close you down. Yes.
May God help us.
He will. Indeed, we will. Until such a time that we are able to know the true God. The moment you understand the true God, the true God will set us free. This is a true God, Yahweh, that was the children of Israel were able to identify, to know the Kumbe, this is our true God. And from there, He started leading them, fighting for them, and won every battle for them. The same as, because we are the true children of Israel. You know what? I'm also doing another study to understand, is Africa the Canaan we know about the Bible? Yes.
Could be.
It is. It is the Canaan. It is what the story of Africa is, what is in the Bible. These white men, they stole our culture. They took away our religion. They took away our heritage. They took away everything, and they documented it and came back with it. Then they sold it to us, what belongs to you. Africa was not known Africa. Africa was known either Ethiopia, Nubia, or Libya, or Alec Bulam. Alec Bulam. That is the true name, meaning the Garden of Eden. So Africa was and is the Garden of Eden. And I will explain to you next time we meet all the Euphrates rivers, the Nile River, all the rivers where they are. And the Kalahari Desert and all those, and the desert where the children were subjected, and names of different countries in Africa. And you will discover that Jesus was even crucified in Africa. Because you see this, the guy called the Syria, Simeon of Sidon.
The one that buried him.
Who carried who assisted him to carry
Simeon.
Simeon, the Syrian,
Simeon, he was also known as Simeon.
Yeah. That guy is from Niger. Yes. He's an African. This guy is an African.
Not any Golgotha. We know Jesus.
Where is Golgotha? Have you been to Israel?
No.
Where is Golgotha? Golgotha is in Africa. I will tell you, from South Africa all the way climbing to Egypt, and you will discover. Like now, let's go scientific. Where is the firstborn of human being found? Where was it found?
The oldest.
The oldest.
In Africa.
Yeah. Where? Which country in particular?
Is it Kenya?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was discovered in Kenya. Those are the scientists. That the first man, the bones of the first man in Africa was found where? In Kenya. So why has it not been found in America? Why has it not been found in Asia? Why has it not been found in England? It was found in Kenya. Why? Because Kenya is the cradle of mankind.
It's a hot debate.
Kenya is the cradle of mankind. And that's now we find from Kenya to South Africa, this is where we called the Garden of Eden. Yes. And the Garden of Eden was in the middle of the world. Is that what they say? Yes. It was at the center of the world. So where is the equator?
In Kenya.
It cuts Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
From DRC coming, it cuts Kenya into two pieces. So if you are talking of the Garden of Eden, it is not in Israel. It is at the middle of the entire world, and that is at the equator.
That we will be talking about that.
Yes.
Because
what I'm concerned is how Ruto sold this country, the soul. What he did literally is to sell the soul
of Kenya.
Yes. But we shall bring it back.
And what about our deputy president?
Our deputy president, last time I told you he is going to face a huge challenge, but it's very good for him. If he is a good politician, he needs to capitalize it, and by the end of 1 year, he will be more powerful than Ruto. Whatever Ruto will be doing against him, he thinks he can use Ndura, he can use Ishongwa, he can use Kindiki, because the challenge, the problem around Gachagua, it is not entirely Ruto. It is Kindiki. You know the Kindiki, with him there is unfinished business. Yeah. No, Kindiki had won the election against Gachagua. But they did a mini election to choose who
will be the deputy. Yes.
It is Kindiki who had won. But Gachagua had invested in Ruto, and he said, but unless you refund me all my money, I'm not going to relent to this. So they agreed, but they planned a war in future. So this is what they planned. They agreed we are going to give you, but instead they went and sat down. So it is ile wacha tuaende tutaona kule naenda. So this is what is happening to you. It is who are fighting Gachagua. It is Kadhiran Kindiki. It is Didi Nyoro. It is Waigoro. It is Ishongwa. The people who were really against it, that's group 1 from Mount Kenya. Group 2, people like Mudavadi, people like Papa wa Roma, they all wanted to become the deputies. They would all want. So when the Kikuyus are fighting their own, they are happy because you can see now the stake is moving up. And it means it looks like the wave has gone to Western Kenya. It's like they are now prepared to take over the country, to take over. Because Kikuyus a bone has been thrown to the Kikuyus to fight for that bone as they organize themselves to take over.
Yes.
It is a trick way of disorganizing the Kikuyus. If Gachagua was clever enough, he would brave the war of being called a tribalist and remain a tribalist, remain a Kikuyu. Then bring all the Kikuyus together. Then we will have to back him. Me, myself personally, I'm backing him. If he agrees, if he moves towards that direction, because it's a direction of victory. Yes. Anything, any poison that they are planning to put onto Gachagua, the RUTO poison, it's going to work against him. He has expired. RUTO has expired. Yes.
That was very fast.
It was very fast. It was the fire of a spirit. How you lit fire on the spirit, then it becomes spirit, and immediately goes down. That is a RUTO. He has already, the fire is distinguishing. He won't come back. He came on a platform of God. He pushed away the God. He went to America and he picked there. Lucifer, he brings him. No, God is not with him. Yeah. But we are not people to judge.
Yes.
God is a God of another
chance.
Yeah, we can't rule him out. We can't judge him. He is still a king. Yes.
And of course, God is merciful.
And God is merciful. David did a lot of things. He cried to God and he
always come back.
I don't know. We don't know.
Let us see.
Yes. Let us see.
Okay. As we come to the end, maybe you can give us your number.
My number is 0722 239 555. 0722 239 555. You can. It is running down there. And also we fellowship at the Coffee Plaza. Coffee Plaza is next. It is along Haile Selassie Avenue, near the railway station, opposite the Easy Coach bus station terminal or Ena Coach. Yes, there's a building called Coffee Plaza. Or else you can Google the name Coffee Plaza. You'll be led here. On Sunday, we are waiting for you by 9. We have 3 services. One service starts at 6 until up 9. Next service comes out from 10 until up 1. And the third service begins from 3 up to 4:30. You are all welcome. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate your time for also enlightening us, especially when it comes to matters of spirituality, and may God bless you. So that is where we'll put a comma, but we'll be back.
We will
continue because
the questions that we laid.
Yes,
the first questions that we laid.
People should send the questions about what we were discussing when we were starting the show about the Bible. So if you have any question concerning that, kindly send it.
And if they have opinions,
yes,
also participate.
Yes. And I will come with them. I will print them out, and we'll be discussing about that next time. So God bless you wherever you are watching next time. Bye bye. I'm Hira Maina.
Hihi ni we atino heo ngombo ya kuma 10,000 nginyagia 100,000 weyandikithia na M-pesa Sacco. Gutire kindu kana mundu ureti wa kurugamirira ngombo yaku. Weyandikithie, weigire, no heo ngombo ya hau ucoke urihage kahora kahora. M-pesa Sacco reke tuguteithiririe gukuria biashara ona kana kugura mugunda, ngari na mashini cia wira.
Ngoro kuria nyama kimanyendagia phone accessories. Mahinda maria ndaiguire wira wako no acoka thi. Ni ndathire kwa M-pesa Sacco na makindeithia na mbeca cia kubusti wira. Mahire 500,000 na riu wira wakwa ni ukirite no gathi wega muno.
Araniria na ithwe kuhitukira 0712 228 490 kana wigire rurenda rwa www.besmasacco.co.ke.